It took less than 24 hours for enthusiasts to snap up the first 101 Suzuki Hayabusas made for India. And by big bike standards, that was fast. The only thing faster is the bike itself. So here's everything that you need to know about the latest generation of the Peregrine Falcon before we can actually have a go on it. The Hayabusa was solely created to go fast in a straight line, and hence the designers were busy making the bike as aerodynamically efficient as possible. So you could forgive them for not making as beautiful a bike as, say, perhaps the Italians. But for 2021, it looks more aesthetically pleasing. The front isn't as flared as before, and it has sort of completed its transformation from Tom Riddle to Lord Voldemort as it breathes through these triangular slit nostrils. Now, every design element on the new Busa plays a key role in keeping the drag coefficient as low as possible. The windshield is 38 mm taller than before, so that when the rider tucks in, there is less drag created. Then this chrome bit here might look a bit flamboyant, but what it does is that it directs air away from the rider's legs. And then there are these little holes on the clutch and brake levers, which Suzuki claims is there to reduce the chances of wind pressure forcing the brakes to be applied. And it wouldn't be a Hayabusa if it did not have this humpback design. And those 101 customers that we talked about before, well, Suzuki are rewarding them by giving them a free pillion seat cowl. Those lucky buggers, man. Now, before I go further talking about the engine and all the other various bits about the Busa, do you know about the gentleman's agreement? And if you know that, do you know what was the agreed upon top speed? Let us know your answers in the comments. Now, before the third generation Busa was revealed, there were plenty of wild speculations about the 1340cc inline 4 engine gaining a turbocharger or a supercharger, just like Kawasaki did with the Ninja H2. But sadly, Suzuki quashed those dreams. And for good reason, because addition of either would have increased complexity in engine design and would have pushed the asking price up. That said, it still doesn't breach the 200 PS mark. In fact, in order to meet the newer and stricter emission norms, the engine output has taken a slight hit. It now makes only 190 PS and 150 Nm. But if you believe for even a second that the new Busa was slower than the outgoing one, you couldn't be farther away from the truth. Because Suzuki claims that this new baby is a tenth of a second quicker to 100 kmph and even in the 0 to 200 meter sprint. Now, we will be putting these claims to the test once we get this bike for a proper road test. The most noteworthy update that the third generation Busa has received is the addition of electronic rider aids. It has a comprehensive suite of IMU assisted rider aids like traction control, wheelie control, launch control, and also cruise control. Plus, there is also a bi-directional quick shifter. Now, that's quite a big step up from the previous generation Busa, on which you had to rely on just your right hand to put the power down efficiently. And there was only the dual channel ABS system to save your skin. But hey, these rider aids are pretty much the norm on big bikes such as these. Now, the riding posture is slightly tweaked. The 800 mm seat height and these rear set foot pegs pretty much remain in the same position as before. But the bars are 12 mm closer to the rider, and hence you don't have to stretch as much to get to the controls, and hence there is less stress on your upper body. But ultimately, this is no sports tourer, as the riding posture is still on the aggressive side. The Hayabusa's trusty twin-spar frame, subframe and swing arm have been optimized to provide extra strength and rigidity so as to lend it a balanced ride even when you're breezing past the sound barrier. No electronically adjustable suspension for the Busa, which is a bit of a downer, as it would have made adjustability an easier affair. Instead, you still get these KYB fully adjustable suspension with revised spring rates, to make the ride a bit more supple. With great power comes great stopping power. Top-of-the-line Brembo style Lemma calipers and 320mm rotors are now found on the latest generation of the Peregrine Falcon. Plus, these new 7-spoke alloys come wrapped with Bridgestone Battlax Hypersport S22 tires that are specially developed for the Busa. Now, all of these small revisions has resulted in a loss of 2 kilos. How much of a difference does the weight loss or these updated hardware make? We are eager to find that out when we get a chance to ride this bad boy. Speaking of which, if there's any particular area that you would like us to cover in our review, make sure to let us know in the comments and we'll give you a shout out when we do so. Suzuki has delivered a masterstroke with the price of the 2021 Busa. It cost rupees 16.40 lakh, making it rupees 2.65 lakh dearer than the outgoing version of this bike. And the extra moolah seems justified considering that you're getting a lot more features and, more importantly, electronic rider aids to make it an easier affair to ride this bike. We are itching to have a go on this new Busa, which we hope to do very soon. So make sure you're subscribed and notified to ZigWheels to be the first to know when our ride review video of the Busa drops on the channel.